So it's a very beautiful occasion, and this verse is very beautiful, very powerful verse. Basically, it is the essence of entire Bhagavad Gita. Outside in the market, we talk a lot about Gita Sar, but basically this is the real essence, real Sar, real, like philosophy and the tattva behind the entire Bhagavad Gita. So that is Bhagavad Gita verse, chapter 18 and verse number 66. So my knowledge on this beautiful subject matter is very limited, but with all of your blessings, I would love to glorify this beautiful subject matter. So with this, let's start reading about the verse first, then we'll go for the prayers. Sarvadharman paritajya mamekam saranam raja aham tum sarva papebhyo mokshayami ma suchaha. Sarvadharma paritajya mamekam saranam raja aham tum sarva papebhyo mokshayami ma suchaha. Word by word meaning. Sarvadharma, all varieties of religion. Paritajya, abandoning. Mam, unto me. Ekam, only. Saranam, for surrender. Braja, go. Aham, I. Tvam, you. Sarva, all. Papebhyo, from sinful reaction. Moksha ishyami, will deliver. Ma, do not. Suchaha, worry. Translation in purport by His Divinity Prabhupada. Translation. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. The purport is a little bit longer. The purport. The Lord has described various kinds of knowledge and process of religion. Knowledge of Supreme Brahma, knowledge of Super Soul, knowledge of the different types of orders and statuses of social life, knowledge of the renounced order of life, knowledge of non-attachment, sense and mind control, meditation, etc. He has described in so many ways different types of religion. Now, in summarizing Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that Arjuna should give up all the processes that have been explained to him. He should simply surrender to Krishna. That surrender will save him from all kinds of sinful reactions. For the Lord personally promises to protect him. In the 7th chapter, it was said that only one who has become free from all sinful reactions can take to the worship of Lord Krishna. Thus, one may think that unless he is free from all sinful reactions, he cannot take to the surrendering process. To such doubts, it is here said that even if one is not free from all sinful reactions, simply by the process of surrendering to Sri Krishna, he automatically frees. There is no need of strenuous effort to free oneself from sinful reactions. One should unhesitatingly accept Krishna as the supreme savior of all living entities. With faith and love, one should surrender unto him. The process of surrender to Krishna is described in the Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.676. Anukulesya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam chakshashasti vishwasam gaptrutya varanam tatha atmanishya karpanni sadvidha saranagati. According to the devotional process, one should simply accept such religious principles that will lead ultimately to the devotional service to the Lord. One may perform a particular occupational duty according to his position in the social order, but if by executing his duty, one does not come to the point of Krishna consciousness, all his activities are in vain. Anything that does not lead to the professional stage of Krishna consciousness should be avoided. One should be confident that in all circumstances, Krishna will protect him from all difficulties. There is no need of thinking how one should keep the body and soul together. Krishna will see to that. One should always think himself helpless, and one should consider Krishna the only basis for his progress in life. As soon as one seriously engages himself in devotional service to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness, at once he becomes freed from all contamination of material nature. There are different processes of religion and purificatory processes by cultivation of knowledge, meditation in the mystic yoga system, etc. But one who surrenders unto Krishna does not have to execute so many methods. This simply surrender method is not unnecessarily wasting time. One can thus make all progresses at once and be freed from all sinful reactions. One should be attracted by the beautiful vision of Krishna. His name is Krishna because he is all attractive. One who becomes attracted by the beautiful, all-powerful, omnipotent vision of Krishna is fortunate. There are different kinds of transcendentalists. Some of them are attached to the impersonal Brahma vision, some of them are attracted to the supersoul feature, etc. But the one who is attracted to the personal feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and above all, one who is attracted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Krishna himself, is the most perfect transcendentalist. In other words, devotional service to Krishna in full consciousness is the most confidential part of the list. And this is the whole Bhagavad Gita. Karma yogis, empiric philosophers, mystics, and devotees are all called transcendentalists. But one who is a pure devotee is the best of all. The particular word used here is ma suchaha. Don't fear, don't hesitate, don't worry, are very significant. One may be perplexed as to how one can give up all kind of forms and simply surrender to Krishna. But it is useless. Om Gyanatirmirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshuntam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manabhustam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadanti Slopadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Siyutapodakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sachivam Tadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapate Gopisha Gopilakanta Radha Kapta Namasute Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Panchakatha Tarubhyascha Krupasindhave Vacha Patitanam Parvanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Lacharo Nivasaya Vichaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathaya Te Namah Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So let's discuss about this wonderful verse today. Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Vraja. So Prabhupada has very beautifully has explained in the purport about these 4 points of this verse. So let's go a little bit deep into it. Sarvadharman Parityajya, that means give up all varieties of religion. Mamekam Saranam Vraja, surrender unto me alone. So here 2 things to meditate. That give up all varieties of religion. Basically, Krishna is saying that give up all religion, then surrender unto me alone. Next thing is, and aham tum sarva papebhyo, I will free you from all sinful reactions. Moksha ischami, I will free you. Ma shuchaha, do not fear. Prabhupada specifically tells about this line, Ma shuchaha, do not fear, do not doubt, do not hesitate, do not worry. Wholeheartedly do this one. Basically, wholeheartedly you surrender. Now, if we see this verse here, we often, like this question come into our mind. What does Krishna mean by saying here, abandon all varieties of religion? If we see here, Krishna is saying that basically give up all kinds of religion. There are so many religions out there. All of a sudden, Krishna is coming and saying here is give up all religion. If we look at it, it feels like it's kind of a radical declaration Krishna is doing. On the sudden, Krishna is at verse 1 and he is saying that abandon all varieties of religion. When Bhagavad Gita is starting, basically Krishna is talking about religion. Krishna, in the beginning, in the middle of the, in the beginning part of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that I come here when there is a decline in the dharma. Krishna comes to this earth to protect dharma and to establish dharma. He says to Arjuna earlier that Janadata Dhammasya Glani Bhavati Bharata. Basically, he says that whenever there is a decline in dharma, when there is a decline in dharmic processes, that time he comes and he establishes dharma. He makes sure that dharma is intact. In the beginning, we see that there are so many dharmas are described here. There is a Kula Dharma, there is a Kshatriya Dharma, then there is Varnasrama Dharma. So many dharmas are there. Prabhu, can you hear me now?
Yes, we do hear you.
So we see that Lord has described various kinds of knowledges and various kinds of process of religion he is describing here. Then we need to understand here that why when Krishna is saying here that give up all that and simply surrender. And then how the surrender also is going to save us. Then also what to surrender. Krishna is saying here that surrender unto me. Mam ekam saranam. Krishna is not saying that Anikasma saranam or surrender to 2 people, surrender to 3 people. Krishna is very, very specific. Entire Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is very, very specific about teaching. Towards the end, he was declaring, surrender unto me. Krishna did not say, tell that surrender to demigod, surrender to this powerful person, surrender to this fellow, that fellow. He's clearly, his word, he is declaring that surrender unto me. And why to me, Krishna is saying? To whom basically we surrender? When we love somebody, that time basically we try to surrender. Because we see that if we define love basically is a transformation of heart. So when we do any kind of devotional service or we have devotion towards Krishna, towards somebody, that should be wholeheartedly. We cannot have our love to 2 different persons 100% love. We should have 100% love to only one person. So that's why Krishna is saying here that you completely surrender to me wholeheartedly. Now, how surrender will save us? Now, Krishna here giving us a guarantee here that he personally promising that he will protect us from all kinds of sinful reactions. So earlier in Bhagavad Gita, we see that in chapter 7, we see that Krishna is saying that there are so many sinful reactions we have. Unless the sinful reactions are wiped out, we cannot progress towards Krishna. But here Krishna is boldly saying that just surrender unto me and I will take care of you. Now, later on, we'll go in detail what is the process of surrender. Our acharyas in the Haribhakta Vilas are very clearly described the process of surrender. There are 6 methods of surrender. So later on, we'll go deep into that. So there is, if we see that there is no purificatory process, no religious process, Prabhupada clearly tells here that nothing is needed. The only process, only dharma, only process to reach Krishna is basically to surrender. And there is a strictly importance of Sutra also is given. It is given by Krishna, and Prabhupada also very clearly also saying here that do not fear. Basically, completely surrender. Do not fear. Do not worry, because at the end, Krishna is there to protect us. Now, if we see here, there are contradictory statements here on dharma. Like in the beginning, we saw that Krishna is coming to protect dharma. Then, when the Kurukshetra war is beginning, Arjuna is in a particular situation. He's kind of confused. He is debating between his Kuya dharma and the Kshatriya dharma. Arjuna is a Kshatriya. Being a Kshatriya, his duty is to protect the dharma. He basically and give protection to the citizens. And wherever there is adharma is there, he has to go and stand, and he has to take a stand for the dharma. Then he sees in the opponent side, he is seeing that his relatives are there. So basically, he's debating about his Kuya dharma and the Kshatriya dharma. Basically, if it's for the Kuya dharma, he has to be respectful towards his elders, towards his teacher. He should be respectful towards Drona and towards Bhisma. And then Drona and Bhisma are standing as an opponent, where Arjuna is standing on the path of the dharma. So basically, there are 2 dharmas in our scriptures which are mostly referred. One is basically at the body level. That is on material dharma. That is basically our duties are there, varnasama duties are there, our commitments towards the families and relatives. That is basically our apara dharma. Then there is dharma or the real duty, which is at the soul level. That is our spiritual dharma. That is called para dharma. So both the Kshatriya dharma and the Kuya dharma, between which that Arjuna was getting confused and he was getting perplexed, that is basically apara dharma. So here Krishna is basically saying here, the one person is saying, right, sarva dharma parityaja. So Krishna is saying here, like you get out of here this apara dharma business. And then what you should do? You should go into the para dharma. Para dharma means what? Connecting with the Supreme. Basically here Krishna is saying that Ma Mekam Saranam Braja. Means you come to me, you take my shelter. Come and basically take my shelter. You become, like you surrender to me and wholeheartedly you listen to me and do whatever I'm saying to you. In the previous verse, we see that Krishna is saying that Manmanabhava Madbhakta Madhyajanam Namaskuru. Mamavasyasi Satyamte Pratijana Priyasime. Basically, whoever is, basically you become my devotee, pay obeisances to me, and certainly you will come to me because you are very dear to me. Krishna is saying here. Then in Chaitanya Charitamrita we say, so what is the real dharma, but the real dharma, real duty of a conditioned soul? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very clearly says that Jivana Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. So we see that if somebody asks me, who am I? We tell that I'm a mother, I'm a Brahmin, I'm a Hindu, so many things we see. But our real identity is that we are a devotee. We are a bhakta, we are a devotee. And what is our real occupation? Real occupation is anything we do, it should be Krishna centric. Whatever you do, in the center, Krishna should be always there. And we should be always think of Krishna. So here when Krishna, if Krishna is saying here, Sarvadharman Parityajya, Mamikam Saranam Raja, he is not saying that you renounce everything and become adharmic. But he is saying that you accept such a dharma by which you will come to me, by which you will basically always think of me. That Mahamikam Saranam Raja part is there, right? Our dharma should motivate us or guide us in such a way that we always meditate on Krishna. And secondly, it also means us that whatever is not favorable to us, whatever is unfavorable, whatever is practical, basically those things we should abandon it. We should renounce those things. So when he's saying that Sarvadharman Parityajya, basically we need to understand clearly what to renounce, what to give up, and what to keep. So we see that in this discussion, we see that Arjuna is a little bit perplexed in the beginning about the dharma part. So in the he is basically when in the beginning he knows like he is confused and he is saying that Krishna, I am basically confused about dharma and looking it here and there with my relatives and my occupational duty. I'm kind of confused. I'm kind of dharma samudha chakha, and you clearly tell me, Krishna, what I should do. Then Krishna basically explains him about the real dharma. Now towards the end, Arjuna basically understands what he has to do. Basically, he is doing his Kshatriya duty. So when he does his Kshatriya duty, we should not think that yes, Arjuna has understood clearly and he has chosen the Kshatriya duty above the Kula dharma. It's not like that. Basically, we need to understand that Arjuna has understood that basically he is basically not a Kshatriya and he is a practicing bhakti yogi. He is not thinking like that. He is thinking here that I am basically a devotee and I am doing my Kshatriya dharma, and this Kshatriya dharma I am doing so that I can do my Para dharma and I can come to Krishna. Any occupational duty, anything we do, any varna and ashrama we do. So what is basically varna ashrama dharma? Varna ashrama basically what means, there are we have 4 varnas are there and then we have ashramas are there. Any varna and ashrama are associated. The main function is we should get connected towards Krishna. So the goal of each varna and each ashrama is it will take us closer to Krishna. If we are not getting closer to Krishna, then whatever work we are doing, everything is fruitless. Sometimes we say right, your family commitments are there, family members are there. So Prabhupada a lot of times clearly says, so many times we are getting like entangled with the family relationships. He clearly says that family relationships all are kind of like entangle you. That family relationship is not really a family, which is not helping you to come close to Krishna. So if you are a father, you are a mother, we should see that our kid is getting connected to Krishna, or somehow getting little bit like progressing towards Krishna conscious activities. If we are a son and daughter, we should help our parents or our elders or to create a situation in such a way that they will also get motivated to become a devotee of Krishna. Now we can see an example of Parikshit Maharaj. So basically we need to understand here that above all the dharmas, the main dharma is that we are a devotee and our main responsibility is coming closer to Krishna. So let's take, so Arjuna in this case, basically we see that Arjuna, though who was a warrior, but at the end he has understood that he has to listen to Krishna and he is a devotee and he is doing his Kshatriya dharma as his Paradharma. Now let's take the example of Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj, when he was born, when he was his mother's womb, basically Aswatthama has attacked Brahmastra and Krishna came to protect him. So Parikshit Maharaj is a very pious king, and later on he was so powerful. He was the sole emperor of the Hastinapur dynasty, and he was so powerful that when he was the king, Kali was not able to enter. He was the Ekachhatrapati king over there. He was very, very powerful. He was when he was the king, everybody was feeling very, very protected. They were feeling safe. They were very, very safe. Brahmanas and the cows, they're all protected. Now, same Parikshit Maharaj, who was very responsible king, when the time came, he surrendered everything to Krishna and took the dharma of exclusively hearing and listening from Sukadev Goswami. Now, when this, because of that, the Srimad Bhagavatam, is born, and Parikshit Maharaj was instrumental for setting up an example of hearing and chanting of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we see here that Parikshit Maharaj was doing the role of a king, and simultaneously also he is doing the role of a devotee. So basically, we need to understand here that Parikshit Maharaj is doing his duty. He is setting up an example for us. Thus, we have that he is the doing of a duty of a devotee. Basically, he is a devotee. When it is required, he is doing the king's role, and when it is required, he is doing the role of a devotee. Now, the focus of this sloka, like when somebody says that Krishna is saying us to give up all the dharma, it's not like that. The focus of the sloka is not keeping up the dharma. The focus of the sloka is basically going up in the ladder of the dharma. What is the ladder in the ladder of the dharma? Basically, in the ladder of the dharma means we are coming closer to Krishna. So that should be our understanding. So bhakti is not about abandoning anything. Basically, it is integrating everything and culminating into the satisfaction towards Krishna. Basically, in Bhagavatam, always the topic of Haridashanam comes into picture. Whatever you do, Krishna should be satisfied. Now, our Acharya has described earlier, there are 6 different methods of surrender. So what are the 6 different methods of surrender? In the Haribhakti Vilas, it is mentioned. The first one is the Anukulyasa Sankalpa. Basically, whatever is favorable, do that. That is unalloyed devotion. And second one is Pratikulyasa Varjanam. Whatever is not favorable, basically we have to reject it. Then the next one is Akshalati Vishwas. We should have a faith that Krishna is our only protector. Always Prabhupada says that Abhasya Rakhiva Krishna, that kind of faith will be there. Like when there will be thunderstorm, when there will be cyclone will be there, a child will be there, right? Small child. He'll be playing around and he knows that my mother is around. So he has that faith that yes, my mother is around. Like a child will be going to a zoo and there will be security guard will be there, mom will be there. But when the lion roars, the child not runs towards the mother. He has that kind of conviction and faith. Yes, my mother is really protecting me. So that kind of faith we should have that, Krishna is going to protect us. Then the next one is Gapsute Bharjana. We should accept that the Krishna is our only maintainer. Then the next one is very important. That is Atma Nikshepa. It is complete submission of oneself. Again, the small child example we can take. A small child will be there, right? Like you will ask him in the evening, what are you going to what are you going to eat in the dinner? He will immediately respond, whatever my mother will give me, I will eat it. Then you will ask him, who is going to drop in the school? I don't know. My mother or my father, one of them will drop. Then you will tell, yes, cyclone is coming, thunderstorm is coming. What are you going to do? Whatever my mother will tell, I'll do that. The child is totally surrendered unto his parents. Whatever the parents are saying, the child is going to accept it. So similarly, when we surrendered for Krishna, Krishna will definitely come to protect us. Like since a small child, right? Mother always come to protect the child. Anything happens, mother immediately come. Because mother knows the child is surrendered unto me, child is dependent unto me. So we should have that kind of dependency and surrender attitude towards Krishna. Then the next one is Karpanya. Karpanya means, like feeling meek, humble. We should feel that we are very insignificant. Like Sudama, he was feeling very insignificant. And in the Haribhakti Vilas, all these things are mentioned. So from that, we should understand that how we should surrender. Then earlier also here we see that Krishna is saying that he is going to protect us. So basically, Krishna is giving a declaration, he's giving him warranty. Sometimes when we buy a fridge or a refrigerator, we get a warranty of 5 years, 6 years, like that. But if Krishna is giving a warranty of lifetime, not only this life, earlier life, previous life, that previous life, whatever sins you have committed, Krishna is saying that if you surrender unto me, all your sins will be going to be nullified. So that's one way. And earlier we see that Krishna is going to protect us. How Krishna is going to protect us? Krishna is going to protect us by providing us what we have, and by preserving what we have, and by carrying what we lack. Earlier Krishna has said that yoga kshamam vahamyaham. Basically, Krishna is going to take care of us. Now we see that the six surrender methods are there. This past two, Anukulyasya Sankalpa and Pratikulyasya Varjanam. Basically, these are the actions. Based on these two actions, all the next four basically coming into picture. Basically, how we do our activities, how we reject our activities. Based on that, our faith basically builds. So, when our faith builds, little bit Shraddha builds, and with this Shraddha, basically we accept Krishna. Then, when we accept Krishna, slowly we surrender unto Krishna. When you surrender unto Krishna, right, with sadhu sangha and everything, we see basically what are the things become very clear. Then we automatically become humble. So this we see this on this Anukulyasya Sankalpa and Pratikulyasya Varjana, how it is coming. How let's little bit correlate into Arjuna's action. So when Arjuna is accepting the Kshatriya duty, that means, and he's deciding to fight against Drona and Dronacharya and Vishnu. Basically, this Anukulyasya Sankalpa we can consider that Arjuna is considered this is his Kshatriya duty. And the Pratikulyasya Varjana means his Kula Dharma, basically he is protecting his Kula and be respectful towards his elders and be considerate towards his relatives. He's keeping it aside. So, and Arjuna's doubts are there that I'm going to kill my teachers and kill my elders and I'm going to commit sin. So for that, Krishna is saying that don't worry, Ma Suchaya, I'm going to take care of that. Now our Acharyas also had told also another method also how to surrender. So basically, often like we hear from our senior Maharaj that we should surrender by our body, mind, and wealth. Basically, BMW. Basically, our body we should surrender, our mind we should surrender, and our wealth also we should surrender for towards Krishna. So then, definitely, slowly, we will advance into path of bhakti. There are three examples we see here. The first one is in the Brahmana Patnis. So in the Brahmana Patnis, in the Vrindavan pastimes, the Brahmanas refused their wives not to give any bhoga offering to Krishna. But the Brahmana Patnis did not listen. And basically what they do, they were so surrendered, they offered bhoga to Krishna. Then the second example we see here about Bali Maharaj. So when Brahmandeva's come to ask for donation from Bali Maharaj, he was very charitable. Sukracharya, understanding him, he advises Bali Maharaj, don't do this. But Bali Maharaj that time rejecting his teacher's advice. So his teacher curses him, but still looking at is in a higher principles or higher dharma, basically he is rejecting his teacher. So next time we see the example of the gopis. At the night, gopis actually they leave their family, they leave their kids, sleeping kids and sleeping husband, they leave and they come towards Krishna so that Krishna Krishna will be happy. So we see here for sake of Krishna, we should not only give up all the bad works, we should also give up all the good works also, all the pious activities also. Whatever is favorable towards our advancing towards bhakti, we should always focus on that. Whether it is bad and good, it is at material level. But coming to Krishna is a transcendental level. So we should meditate in these lines. Now here, what Krishna is saying that Ma Shishya means do not fear. Krishna is giving that guarantee. Sometimes when Krishna is saying here, basically renounce all the everything you renounce and then you come to me. So sometimes we are into some kind of different faiths are there. We will be following somebody, and often doubt comes. If I leave that, will they get mad? Will my family members get mad? Am I going to hurt them? So those kind of fear, that come into my mind. So Krishna is clearly, boldly saying here, do not fear. So we see in the example of the gopis here that a devotee of the Lord is always fearless because he has got the protection from Lord. Now we see this in this Govardhan pastime when the rain is raining a lot. Krishna basically that time was a 7 years old boy. The 7-year-old boy, he'll be inviting the gopis, and he'll be inviting the gopis and gopis, all the Vrindavan Vasis, that you come. I'm lifting Govardhan in my left pinky, and you come and stand under it. Krishna is lifting for 7 days, and the gopis and gopis are so surrendered. They did not think that this boy is so small. He's a 7-year-old boy. How can he go to rescue us? We are elder to him, and it is lagging so much. But they were 100% surrendered that Krishna is there, means nothing will happen to us. So everybody went and they stood under the Govardhan hill, which was lifted by little Krishna. And the next example we see from Prahlad Maharaj's example. So Prahlad Maharaj's father, we all know that he was Hiranyakashipu was there, Hiranyakashipu was there. Hiranyakashipu was putting so many obstacles, so many. He was creating, so he was putting so many troubles for Prahlad. He will be throwing Prahlad within all serpents. He will be putting Prahlad inside a fire chamber, and he will be throwing Prahlad from a huge mountain. But every time Prahlad is rescued. How? Because Prahlad has tremendous faith that Krishna is going to protect me. Anything you tell me, Prahlad has only one mantra, one Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Prahlad was totally surrendered. So we should understand from these two examples how to surrender. Surrender basically, unconditionally we should surrender, unintermittently we should surrender, and we should surrender by our body, mind, and words. And often Radha Maharaj also tells that we should surrender all our egos also. So we should make tomorrow is Narasimha Chaturdashi. So looking at Prahlad Maharaj, this beautiful picture of Prahlad Maharaj and Narasimha Bhagavan, how Prahlad Maharaj is so surrendered that when his father is demanding that from the pillar is inside this pillar, your Lord is there, then just to protect Prahlad Maharaj and to honor his words, honor his faith, he didn't and Narasimha Bhagavan basically, Lord Krishna basically in the form of a half lion and half man is coming out of a pillar and he is killing Hiranyakashipu. So Prahlad, also we should have the faith and surrender just like this gopis and Prahlad Maharaj. And the way here Krishna is saying here, Sarvadharman Parityajya, so we need to understand here what to renounce and what to keep, so that we will come closer to Krishna. In this bhakti ladder or in the dharma ladder, our goal is to advance up, to go up. And we should not be at all fearful. Like instead of having a fearful life, a life of fear, we should have a life of surrender. So once we surrender, then Krishna will come closer to us. More we surrender, Krishna will be more closer. So with this beautiful verse, we'd like to end today's discussion. If any comments or any discussion, maybe we can take it in next 5-10 minutes. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam, or Gershon Srila Prabhupada. Yes, there was some echo in the background. Sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it was bad and it was vibrating in the background. And it was not easy to grasp, exactly, clearly. And that was one issue was there. But I think that pretty much we could understand what you are conveying. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that, Prabhuji. I tried. I didn't realize that. I don't know where is the problem.
Now it is clear. I don't know why. When you speak now, it is clear. Maybe okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, thank you, Mataji, and very wonderful. Also, dear devotees, if you have any comments or questions or any reflections, realizations, comments, so please open up. This we can have some discussions on this topic.
Mataji, can you summarize one more time? Sarvadharma, little more explanation, because The voice we did not hear very clear.
So basically, Sarvadharman Parityaja means Krishna is saying here that you give up all varieties of religions. So we see here, by the way, you can hear me clearly now?
It's very clear.
Okay. So basically, if we see here, what does Krishna is referring to as dharma here? So if dharma doesn't mean here that I am Hindu, somebody is Muslim, and somebody is Isai, or somebody is Sikh. It's not like that. So there are two types of dharma we have here. One is a paradharma and one is a aparadharma. So paradharma basically is the spiritual dharma. It is at the soul level. Like I am connected to Krishna in such a way. How I am coming close to Krishna. If we see here, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always says that Jivera Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. Means we are eternal servant. Our definition is what? Basically, we are eternal servant of Krishna. We are Krishna's Dasi. So that is our definition. And our dharma basically our duty or dharma is how to please Krishna, how Krishna should be satisfied, how we are coming closer to Krishna. That is our paradharma. Then, since we are in this material world, we have aparadharma. Aparadharma means for our maintaining the body, we have certain dharmas out there. Then if somebody tells me, what are you? So I might tell that I'm a doctor, or I am an engineer, I'm a housewife, or I'm a mother, or so and so. I'm an architect, or I'm a temple president, or I'm a police officer. So many things we can say. So that is at the material level. And then being inside a family, right? We have also some family responsibilities are there. So that is also our dharma. Like we are a mother. Being a mother, my responsibility is to take care of my child. If I'm a daughter or son, my responsibility is to take care of my parents. So that is also our dharma. Dharma basically is a duty. So Krishna is saying that you abandon all these types of dharmas and you connect to me, or you surrender only unto me. He is not saying that you don't do your duty. Basically, all these material duties, whatever we do, the main function is these duties we do to come closer to Krishna. If by doing all these duties, we are not coming closer to Krishna, that is basically fruitless. So he is saying that rise above all these duties and your activities in such a way that you should come closer to me. The way the Acharyas are saying that, like Anukulesha Sankalpam, Pratikulesha Varjana means, whatever is favorable, you do that. Whatever is not favorable, don't do it. So that way, you will basically rise in the bhakti or in the dharma ladder. Is it okay, Mataji?
There are a lot of sampradaya. They all pray to Krishna, but it's not it's a Swami, Sri. There are a lot of sampradayas there. So the sampradaya is good, or which one? Does that make any difference? Which one to accept and which one accepted?
Sorry, Mataji, I could not hear your questions clearly. Prabhu, are you able to hear? Or can you explain?
There are a lot of sampradaya, different sampradaya. Then Vaishnava, Srinathji, some people believe in Srinathji. And some Krishna is a Yogeshwar only. So a lot of sampradayas are. Yes, how do you differentiate between sampradaya?
There are different sampradayas are there, right? There are 4 bona fide sampradayas are there. So all the sampradayas basically they go by the guru and the disciples. Like we are coming from the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. So like we follow Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada has a guru. His guru has a guru. We like it goes and connects along with Naraji and Brahmaji. So like that we connect. And all the sampradayas basically we see that they come from Krishna. So basically whatever all these teachings we do, we should basically connect with Krishna. That's how actually we should understand this.
Okay. So it doesn't matter, but just pray Krishna. That's all about it.
Yes, always
And
surrender
develop
to
the love for Krishna.
Yes. In your body, mind, and your word or will, whatever, you should always meditate on Krishna. Any sampradaya you see, Mataji, and whatever you see, right? Basic essence is in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this particular verse, it says that Sarvadharma Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Braja. Basically, surrender to Krishna is the main essence.
I understood very well.
Thank you, Mataji. What's your name, Mataji?
Niru.
Sorry, Mataji.
Niru, N-I-R-U. Haribol.
Anybody else? To share your reflection, any other reflections or realizations, comments? Anything you would like to add? Just go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much for wonderful class, for wonderful verse. Just wanted to share about the Jayananda Prabhuji's Tirobhav, means disappearance day today, who was mechanical engineer and who he made first chariot in America. So that's why Srila Prabhupada mentioned that here we should keep his picture on this chariot. So I didn't know, but I came to know last night only from Katha. And our Guru Maharaj, like His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, he started the journey with him. He helped to make the chariot, and after that he just connected to his console. It's really amazing. Like when Lalwan Prabhuji was telling about Jayanand Prabhuji, and my tears are just flowing, like how they sacrifice. We got everything just when it is ready. Temple is ready, everything is just ready. But the people who just started from the scratch, they suffered so much. We had to have so much gratitude for them. So just wanted to share that so that everybody should know. We never thought like, oh, the picture, whose picture it is there and all that. But we should know everything, how it started and how they suffered so much for us.
Very beautiful, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. He is our Mr. Athatra, Prabhupada always tells him.
Mm-hmm.
And so much sacrifice he has done. Because of him, we are having Athatra all around the world.
Yes, yeah. Very true, Mataji. Like my hands were shivering when I was hearing about him. Like how he was driving the taxi and whole money he was giving to Srila Prabhupada. Isn't it amazing?
Yes.
And everything we so easily now, but we don't have that much value. How they did for us.
He was a one-man army. Basically, he will be,
Yeah.
if need arises, he will go and talk to somebody as a teacher. After 5 minutes, devotee will see him throwing garbage outside of the road. His heart
Yeah.
was surrendered. So
And he told that he was president of San Francisco temple because Srila Prabhupada said you become a president of that temple. And when people were coming and just wanted to meet president, and they were seeing he is just making chariot with dirty clothes and under the chariot fixing the things and all that, and people, oh, he, and somebody wanted to see great devotee. He said, okay, you meet some great devotee, and he just brought, and when he saw with this clothes, and he's a great devotee like this. So we should not think like with the nice clothes or like something is opulent, that is great. Like he was really, really amazing. Like we don't know how many gems in our ISKCON there from someone we just come to know. And really we should have so much gratitude for them because we got everything because of them only. All Rath and everything.
very nice. Thank you for sharing.
Hari Bol.
Okay, anybody else? Anything to share? Any other comments?
Prabhu, could you please announce about tomorrow's program?
Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to do it. Thank you, dear devotees. So tomorrow is a very, very auspicious day. Tomorrow is appearance day of Sri Narasimhadev, Lord Narasimhadev. And Narasimhadev gives the protection as Krishna reveals that I will protect you. Lord Narasimhadev protects everybody from, fear, and all sins, and protect in all respect. So it's very important that we understand this transcendental science, how Lord interacts with his devotees, and how Lord shows his mercy to his devotees. So we request tomorrow observe the entire day until the dusk and until the sunset. We all can fast completely if you can. And remember the pastimes of Lord Narasimhadev and also read the pastimes of Lord Narasimhadev from Srimad Bhagavad. The seventh canto pretty much is full of Lord Narasimhadev and Prahlad Maharaj pastimes. So please take an opportunity to at least to hear or read the pastimes of Lord Narasimhadev. Also, we have programs at the temple in the evening. It starts at 6 o'clock. So please join, and we'll have Kirtan, Arati, Narasimha prayer, and also the most highlight is that we'll be having a elaborate Narasimha Yajna, since this is the appearance of Lord Narasimhadev. So on the evening time, so that's the appearance of Lord Narasimhadev, that we'll be worshipping Lord Narasimhadev with Archana. Narasimha Archana will be there, offering 108 tulsi leaves to the lotus feet of Lord Narasimhadev. And we'll be chanting various mantras, as well as we'll be having a Narasimha Yajna, so everybody can participate, and especially those who would like to sponsor, please do so that they can offer the oblations, in the fire directly. So please join tomorrow and fast till dusk, and then we break with Ekadashi Prasadam or other one. It's also fine for that. That is tomorrow, and we request everybody please join. And also there is cooking starting at 12 o'clock. Please join that as service, a lot of other service, and please also bring the fruits if you can, so that we can offer this to Lord Narasimhadev. Lord Narasimhadev also likes to have mangoes. Please bring the fresh, ripened mangoes. So Narasimhadev likes that as well. If you can bring all those, that would be great. Anything else, Mataji?
That's all, Prabhu.
Do we have tomorrow Gita class? Since
No,
we
we'll
go to
not
the temple?
Yeah, we will not have the Gita. Good point. Yeah, I just missed it. So we will not have the evening class. So please join at the temple. So it's starting at 6 p.m.
Niru Mataji can join tomorrow's event. It's really auspicious and it's really wonderful. Our sacrifice.
I'll definitely come. I will come. But I don't want to miss Gita. I ask the question. I miss always Friday because Friday I go workshop thing. So
Bhakti
I wanted to be sure.
Yeah, that's okay. When you hear either here or Bhakti Risha, that's fine. So how is Prabhuji doing? Prabhuji is also listening, or Dheeraj Prabhu, Mataji? Okay, so if nothing else, then if anybody else, any other question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, one question I have, means not a question, means I want your insight and more devotional message from this shloka. This morning we were doing 1.3.28 of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay.
So I just want to share my screen quickly.
Okay.
So this is the shloka which we were doing, and we were all
Yedecham Sakalapam Shakrishnastu Bhagavan Sayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokem Mudayan Yuge Yuge. Yep. This is one of the, it's Srila Prabhupada quotes this verse many times, and it's revealing that, who is Krishna. This is after when it's all the incarnations, 22 incarnations were revealing. And after that, it's mentioning that who is Krishna. Yeah, go ahead.
And also that I want to share this, Prabhuji. This one very much I liked, the slide. This basically is...
This is Vaibhav Prakash, Swayam Prakash, Vaibhav Prakash, Tadatmaka Roop, Tadek Atmaka Roop.
Yeah, so my question here is, when I was seeing this diagram, right?
Yeah.
Let me just magnify a little bit. If you see here, so Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan here. And now this chart has broken into two categories, okay?
Yeah.
One is Prabhava Prakasha and the second one is Vibhava Prakasha, right? And from Vibhava Prakasha...
Can you a little bigger? I can't, I think. Can you make it a little more bigger?
Let me try, Prabhuji. Hopefully. 1 second, let me... I'm losing that. 1 second.
Yeah.
Is it
yeah, I think it's... Can you put it to 300 or is that the maximum? Yeah.
No, we can increase 300 also. I think it's visible now?
Yeah. Yes. Let me, maybe my screen also, maybe I have to.
So I was correlating that Srimad Bhagavatam shloka to this nice pictorial diagram which is given here. But Prabhuji, my question was on this particular category, Prabhava Prakasha, right? This is not at all split further, and only split is, with Vaibhav Prakasha, where, Lord Balrama is there, and,
yeah,
and his expansions are there, and Vilasa here, his expansions are there. So I was just trying to understand, this is what Prabhuji here, Prabhava Prakasha, where there is no, further divisions. What is this?
Yeah, that's Krishna himself, Swayam Prakasha. So we can see that Krishna, so his Vaibhav means Lila. So his various Vaibhav, if somebody has, in Sanskrit it says that, he has a lot of Vaibhav. We say, okay, Vaibhav means he has a lot of potency, he has a lot of different other, capabilities and qualities and so many things. That's basically is known as Vaibhav. Vaibhav means various other variegatedness or various other Leelas and various other things. That's what it is. So it's all come from that potency of that Vaibhav Prakash. Vaibhav means his extraordinary characters, extraordinary qualities, extraordinary activities, extraordinary, expansions and so many things. So all comes under this Vaibhav Prakash. And then Prabhava Prakash. Prabhava means original, the source of everything. Prabhava or Prabhava. Prabhava means, again, his opulences as well. It's Swayam Prabhav, Swayam Prakash. It's on, like, as we say that there are three potencies when Sandhini potency, Samrut potency, and Hladini potency. So when it comes to Samrut potency, that is Krishna himself. So Krishna is the Bhagavan Swayam. So in that Swayam Prakash, or that Swayam Vaibhav, or Swayam Prakasha, or Prabhava Prakasha, that means that is what is Krishna, Krishna's gopis, Krishna's abode, the Golok Vrindavan. Many times we know that in the Golok Vrindavan pastimes, right? So many times Krishna in Balaram is, not very much we hear about that when Krishna has the pastimes with his gopis and the gopas and this Ashtakaliya Leela. This also that his Prabhava Prakash. That means his son is coming from his own. That's just like basically it's completely with Krishna, right? That original Krishna, that the Supreme Lord. There is nothing that further we can say. This is the Swayam Prakash, the Swayam, the Supreme Lord, original, the person that he has that eternal Leela with with this all. That's what it is. But everything else what which comes, that actually is variegated, is manifested, is expanded, extended, plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions. That's where all we can see that in various ways. But this is original Krishna. That's why we always say that Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Krishna always there. And Krishna, this is the Swayam Bhagavan Krishna and his Leela. And what is that? Is very, very confidential Leela, very intimate. That's what is, when Radharani is there and Ashta Sakhis are there, then the 108 Sakhis are there. Then all those, there are millions of gopis and the mancharis and this abode itself, that's Krishna himself. That's what it is. That's why there is no further expansions to that. But every other expansions and everything comes from Balaram. That's why his immediate expansion is Balaram. Everything, even the Dham itself is Balaram. Even this entire Dham itself is Balaram. But within that Dham, that Krishna and his very, dear friends and the Gopas and the Gopis and, his Prabhav, his Prabhava Prakash, right? So everything else is, we can say, further down to, that is Balaram. That's why it's actually coming from there. And so many branches of that one. Then there is Chaturvyuha expansions, Tadegatmaka Rupa, then Vilasas, and then Vaibhavas, and then Purusha incarnation, Purusha Avadaras, and Guna Avadaras, and Shaktivesh Avadara, and Manvandara Avadaras, and then Yuga Avadaras, Leela Avadaras. And then we know that again when it comes, this is actually, that's a Swamsha. That's a part of Swamsha. Swamsha means some Amsha. Like again, we can say that we are all Amsha of the Krishna. Then, of course, the immediate expansions of Krishna is Balaram. And in that way, we say also an Amsha. There are 7 layers of it. When it's from down, when Krishna down to the living entities, there are 7 layers of in between that expansions of the expansion, then again expansions of the expansion. Portions and plenary portions and plenary portions and plenary portions like that. So that's all called Amsha. That's why we called Swamsha and Vibhinnamsha. So there are 2 things. Swamsha means everything that is related, connected with the Krishna directly. And then Vibhinnamsha is separated energy of Krishna. That's why the living entities are known as Vibhinnamsha. Brahma is a Vibhinnamsha like that. So yeah, so this is one is Swayam, and another is Vaibhav, and then it's come from that all the different various portions. Yeah.
When we say plenary portions, means it is all Vishnu Tattva, right?
Vishnu Tattva, all Vishnu.
And when we say Leela Avatar, all will come in Vishnu Tattva. And then
yes, all, yes.
Plenary
Purusha Avadars, yeah, exactly.
And
this all come from that Balaram, This is the way, right? From the Balaram, there is a, the quadruple expansions manifest. From the Balaram is actually Vasudev comes. Vasudev, Sangarshan, Pradyumna, and Anirudh. From that Sangarshan, then, that's a Mula Sangarshan. Then again, there is, Narayan manifests. From the Narayan, again, there is second quadruple expansions. Vasudev, Sangarshan, Pradyumna, and Anirudh. From that Mahasangarshan, Narayan manifests. That Narayan is actually just then from Narayan, actually, Mahavishnu manifests for these material creations. See that? Then from that Mahavishnu, that this is actually again expands to the three Purusha Avtaras, right? That is Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Then that is actually the Amsha, the Swamsha, and like that. From the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, again, that all the various incarnation manifest. Paramatma manifests from the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Various other incarnations of the Lord manifest from the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. See where is that in the picture, in that layer of it? It's further down, That's why the Krishna is we cannot even imagine how Krishna is, That's so supreme, that's what his Krishna is.
So Prabhuji, here, these are all other than, so till here, 1, 2, 3. These can we say plenary portions, 1, 2, 3, and then Lord Balaram 4. And then here, this also, right? What about this, Prabhuji?
We can say Balaram is an expansion of Krishna. I mean, basically, there are no difference between Krishna and Balaram in one sense. Only the difference is in his color. Otherwise, Krishna is, color is a blackish and Balaram is white. That's only difference. Otherwise, everything else is in his potency, in his manifest. Everything is. That's why it is actually known as Tadek Atmaka Rupa. Tadek Atma Rupa. Same. Tadek Atma. It's one and same. That's what it is we can say in English, one and same. So that's where the expansions, immediate expansions of Krishna. Then we can say that again further, the Balaram's expansion is actually that's Vasudev, Sangarshan, and Prashad. Then we can say that from the Purusha Avataras, we can say that portions and plenary portions and things like that. The portions of Krishna, right? Mahavishnu, from the Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. And from the Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, all these various, these are all, Swamsha. Samsha means portions, right? Amsha, or portions, we can say plenary portions of the Lord Narayan. Or we say incarnations. That means they are already there. They are coming down, incarnate, descending, things like that. It's not that instantly manifesting and then disappearing. They were already there in the spiritual realm as well. Not only the material realm, but they are eternally existing in the spiritual realm as the portion, as the Swamsha of the Supreme.
And Srila Prabhupada comes in Satyaksha Avatar, right?
Shaktya Avesha Avatar. Yes, there are Shaktya Avesha Avatar. What is the mean by Shaktya Avesha? So it means Shakti, the potency. Avesh means entering into. So they are Jiva Tattva. They are not Vishnu Tattvas. They are Jiva Tattvas. Those Jiva Tattva, again, empowered by the Supreme Lord. That's called Shaktya Avesha. Like just for an example, 4 Kumaras were Shaktya Avesha. Parashuram was Shaktya Avesha in descriptions of like that. Great personalities, they were all Shaktya Avesha avatars, or Shaktya Avesha, the potency of the Lord. Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
Parashuram is not Vishnu Tattva?
It's portions of it, actually. I mean, we cannot say that, when what happened, when this was actually temporarily manifested. I mean, it's not completely the Leela avatar or, like that. It was a very tiny portion of the Lord just for certain purpose. So Parashuram appeared to annihilate all the Kshatriya kings. So what happened? Immediately when Lord Ram came, so Lord Ram came and there is a little, interaction with Lord Parashuram was there. So Parashuram actually challenging Lord Ram when he came back from Ayodhya, from bringing Mother Sita from Mithila. So in between, when they are coming back, So Parshuram came in between. And this was the time Parshuram, didn't recognize the Lord Ram. So Parshuram had the bows, and this was Shaiva chop, like that is the bow. No, it's a Vaishnava chop. It's a Vishnu. Is a bow which is actually originally the Lord Parshuram has. Is a Vaishnava bow. So Parshuram challenged Lord Ram that if you shoot an arrow with this one, then I would actually consider you are an equal opponent of me. So the moment Parshuram gave this transferred this the Vaishnava the bow to Lord Ram, then it is mentioned that along with that Lord Parshuram completely merged with the Lord Ram. Then actually that potency, that avesh, and then left after that, then Parshuram realized that this is the Supreme Lord Vishnu, this is my master, this is the Supreme Lord Vishnu, and none other than. And then what happens? Completely merged that potency with the Lord Ram. Then Parshuram then left for the tapas, and then just left like that. And it's also mentioned that Parshuram is also still there, as a mendicant.
But he's considered an avatar, no, Prabhu? One of the 10 avatars.
Considered an avatar. This is not like, as we say, like an ordinary Shaktivesh avatar. He is also, yes, Vishnu Tattva. But, again, Shaktivesh avatar is also there with, the Vishnu Tattva, but also that Shaktivesh avatar in Jiva Tattva as well.
Yeah, that's all my understanding. Shaktiveshtar is the Jivas who are specially empowered.
Especially empowered.
And avatars are all Vishnu Tattvas.
Yeah. So that's
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there are many other Shaktivesh avatars are there, which is very prominent actually. Like when we say, like I'm thinking, like Hamsavatar, I mean, you have to confirm that Kumaras were Shaktivesh, like that. They were all very prominent.
Yeah. I think, I'm not sure if this is correct, but even Lord Jesus Christ and Prophet Muhammad were specially empowered. And I think both of them are mentioned in the either Bhavishya Puran or one of the Puran. That these personalities. Bhavishya Puran, yeah. And this
it
is
in Bhavishya Puran, yes. It's mentioned that about, it's actually mentioned about, Jesus was mentioned about like this, Gosai, something like that.
He went to Puri also.
Yeah, I mean, there was I think one of our sannyasi, I forgot to use actually. Yes, there was a scriptural reference that Jesus traveled to Nalanda, the University of Nalanda, and visited Kashmir, visited Jagannath Puri, and especially the Takshashila and Nalanda, and that's where all this yoga, knowledge of yoga and all the scriptural knowledges, understanding and all those, and yeah, it's empowered and in so many ways. And yeah, I mean, definitely yes. I mean, yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
No problem. No problem. Okay. Okay, so there's nothing else. Okay. Okay, so then thank you so much, dear devotees, and it's so nice. And tomorrow, please join the temple. A very, very auspicious day. As I mentioned, please try to fast at least some extent, and focus on the Supreme Lord and chant the holy name. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so let's conclude then, if nothing else. Thank you so much, Premasarovar Mataji, for a wonderful class. Let us conclude today's session. Let's pray together. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhu bhevacha padidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaha. Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila ki jai. Ananda Kodi Vaishnav ki नरसिंह
Jai.
चतुर्दशी जय
Jai.
नरसिंह भगवान की जय
Jai.
Jai.
प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
Hari Hari Bol.
Jai.
Thank
Hare.
you,
Thank
Prince.
you, Mataji. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare